I feel like I only have a little bit of time, guys. So, I just feel like I have to do this, okay? First, let me introduce myself. If you're new to my channel, I am Dara, aka Insecurely Natural. Today, in this video, I don't even want to say today because this may find you in a year, 2 years, a couple months down the line. But like something is really telling me that I need to do this. And it's so crazy because I'm about to come to tears just talking about it because I've just been a ball of emotions this whole, it's been a few months, y'all. It's been a few months. But let me give y'all a quick little story. It's not a story time, but let me just give y'all a quick rundown. I feel like I need to say this. Like I need to put this out there. For maybe somebody that needs to hear it, or maybe just for me to hear it. Okay, so for the past, I want to say this has been since October. I've been going through something for a while. Let me say that. I've been going through something for a while, but I've been trying to stay strong. And I've been trying to you know, keep going because I do have kids and I do have responsibilities. In October, I just had a breakdown, y'all. I had a real big breakdown, and I ain't gonna say I didn't want to live, but I was really thinking about what it would be like to stop my thoughts. You know, bills, work, trying to find my way in life and find my purpose. And I just broke down, y'all. It's just people, just everything was really like, it was getting to me. But in October, I reached the breaking point and I broke down. I broke down. I was just thinking like, I want all of these thoughts, all of these bad thoughts, just, it ain't even bad thoughts, it's just being behind everything, being behind life, being behind bills, being behind period. And I just wanted those thoughts to stop. I really wanted them to stop. And I was crying and I was just like, I was just saying things, like saying things, negative things back to back to back to back. And in that moment, I was in a very negative headspace. My vibrations was so low, y'all. They were so low. After I went through that bout of frustration and I was just soaking in that negative energy, negative vibration, that later that night, on that same day that I just had that mental breakdown, I was on my way home and I just had a experience. I had an experience and I thought that I was gonna lose my life. In that moment, I really thought I was gonna lose my life, y'all. And I broke down and I was crying. And I knew in that moment, not in that moment because I was so shaken up from what had happened, but I knew in that moment that God was listening to me. And it's weird to say that because when I was in that negative headspace, I felt like I was being cursed. Like I felt like it was some type of bad karma coming to me while I was always behind on everything. While I was just so behind. God showed me that night, like, this ain't what you want. This is not what you want, okay? And I realized that, trust and believe, because it scared the shit out of me. Excuse my language, y'all, but that situation scared the shit out of me. And it forced me to reevaluate everything. In the following weeks, I began to talk to God. I had always talked to God, you know. And I've been grateful for all the many blessings that he's given me. I might not show it. Sometimes I get in that negative energy and I stay in it for a while. But I'm thinking that maybe that scare was God telling me that I need to stay out of the negative energy. As y'all can tell, I'm still trying to figure out some things and I'm still trying to find my way. But I know that I'm on to something, because ever since that situation happened, I've been talking to God more. And I've been having these, ever since I've been really talking to God, ever since I've been really putting in, I want to say work, putting in work to get closer to him, I've been noticing these signs. My head was just so in that negative energy all the time, because I was so busy running here, running there, worrying about this, worrying about that. And I was so much in that negative energy. But here recently, I've been trying to get closer to him, because I've really been trying to find my why. You know what I'm saying? Not just my why, not my why, but my soul, my soul's why. Like, because I know deep down that I have a purpose for being here. I know I do. And I know that's why God showed me that. When that situation happened, I know that's why he showed me that. And now that I think about it, it's been the other times where, recent times, that something could have happened to me, but it didn't. You know, it's so crazy I'm thinking about it now, but God saved me because I have a reason to be here. I have a reason to be here. Hey y'all, what's up? I'm Dara, also known as Dara Madrice. This video is gonna be a little different than my normal videos that I post. The smoke is really going wild. It must really be some negative energy that's gonna be tuning in. I'll just put this back here. Let me just start off by saying that this video is gonna be a lot different from any other video that I've posted. I know that I've posted a few videos of empowerment and motivational type of videos, but this video is gonna be me coming out, I guess you could say. Coming out. Yeah, it's like my coming out story in a different type of way. So I'm just gonna give y'all a heads up. I am a spiritual person. I'm very spiritual. So in this video, I'm going to be talking a lot about the universe, God, my spirit guides, basically everything spiritual. So if me talking about that makes you feel some type of way, then you might just want to go ahead and click off now, okay? This is like an impromptu video I just decided to record. If you guys haven't watched my quit my job video and my trauma bond video, y'all can go check those out, because I'm going to probably be referring to those videos a lot in this video. But the very first video I posted was my I quit my job video, and in that video I was so liberated. I quit my job for various reasons, and I felt so good about myself for quitting my job, because it was one of the big things that I've ever done on my own. I'm so used to being codependent and depending on other people just for everything, and Quitting my job was something that I didn't really consult anybody else on, because I already knew I was going to get all type of negative things, because when I quit my job I really didn't have a plan. I didn't have a plan on what I was going to do. I just knew that it was time for me to move on to something better. Given that job, I made so much money on that job, at that job. I made so much money at that job. I just knew that nobody would probably really agree with me just quitting, but the reasons behind it just made so much sense to me, and that's all that mattered. But this video isn't really concentrated on me quit my job. This video is mainly concentrated on just telling my story. And the reason why I'm telling my story is because I feel like there is so many people out there that can relate to me, or is that how I want to say it? There are so many people out there that relate to me, or what? There's so many people out there who can relate to my situation, and there's so many people who are going through some of the things that I've already went through, and I just feel like me telling my story can help other people, because when I started going through these major changes that I was going through, I felt so alone, and I just felt like I didn't belong in the world, if that makes sense. Like, I felt like I just felt alone. And I'm gonna start from the beginning on how I came to where I am today. As y'all can tell, y'all, your girl is glowing. You know, I'm glowing. You know what I'm saying? Y'all, we'll get into that. Anyway, before I quit my job, I was going through a lot. I was having troubles with my relationships that I was in. If y'all go watch that video, I talked a lot about my DV relationship that I was in. So I was still dealing with that a lot when I was working, and just the workplace that I was in. I don't want to say it was completely negative, because it wasn't all the way negative, but some of the energies that I was around just didn't align with me and my soul. And a lot of times when I was there, I felt out of place. So I didn't feel good. And there was so many other things in my life that I really wanted to do, but I just never had the time to do it, because I was at this place like for most of the time. And when I wasn't at that place, I was ripping and running with my children and doing a lot of, it was just a whole lot that went into going to that workplace. And it was a lot that was tied into that workplace. Y'all go check that video out, because I go more in depth, because I really don't want to make this video focused on that as a whole. But anyway, I was working at a place that I didn't like. I was dealing with things that I shouldn't have been dealing with. I made a video, it was my trauma bond video, and I talked a lot about my relationship with my children's father, my ex, and that was playing a huge role in my life at that time as well. So I had my work that was stressing me out. I had my ex basically that was stressing me out. I had relationship problems, because I was in somewhat of a relationship at the time, and that was bringing me problems. And whenever I had kind of time to myself, which I really didn't have a lot, I slept. So I wasn't able to really spend time with me, if that makes sense. I was always doing things and making sure everybody else was okay, and I never got the time to spend time with me. Growing up as a child, I've always been like a people pleaser. I've always tried to make sure everybody was okay. My mom has schizophrenia, and so growing up as a child around that, it makes you hyper aware, and just the type of child that I was, I just wanted to make sure that everybody was okay, because I wanted everything to be copacetic, and I didn't know how to check on me and just tend to me. I raised myself for the most part. As far as learning how to be a woman, I taught myself a lot. And I can't even say taught myself, because how can you teach yourself when you're a child. I had to learn things and try and fail as a child, and it was rough. It was a really rough childhood. I went through things that I really don't want to go into depth right now. Nevertheless, the way that I grew up formed who I was before I quit my job, because I'm a whole different person now, but we're gonna get into that. So all my life I grew up basically teaching myself how to be a woman. I struggled in school. I just struggled. I struggled as a child. I had a wild imagination, and a lot of times I would go into my imagination. So when I was at school, I used to doodle and draw and pretend that I was at different places and just pretend that I was in different environments just because of my whole situation. And so growing up, I just never was able to express myself the way that I needed to express myself. Going through all of the things that I went through as a child, and then growing up and entering into a domestic violence relationship in my 20s, because I was in that relationship for most of my 20s. At that time, I didn't get a chance to really get to know myself, and I didn't really get to spend time with myself then either. Childhood, I was focused on survival. Adulthood, all of my 20s, I was focused on survival. And when I left that relationship, I was scrambling. I was trying to get on my feet, but it was hard for me to get on my feet because all my life I was just focused on survival, and I never got a chance to know what it was like to actually be me, be on my feet, because I've always been focused on everybody else. So by the time I hit my mid to late 20s, I was struggling. Your girl was struggling hard. I really wasn't taking the time to know me, because right after I got out of that DV relationship, I had hopped right into another situationship, and all of my focus went on that. So it all kind of ties into not knowing how to be an adult. As a child, I was never taught. Here we are now, I'm in my 30s, and I guess that's where I'm going to start on how my spiritual awakening came about. So let's talk about my spiritual awakening. Yay, let's get to the good part. I'm going through all of this. I'm going through my situationship. I'm going to a job that I don't feel like me. I don't feel comfortable in. And I'm also dealing with my ex and those problems, those situations, those issues. And I'm not being able to spend time with myself because I'm too busy giving to work, situationship/relationship. My ex taking some of my energy, my kids taking some of my energy. And I really had nothing in my cup already. So I had nothing for me. Nothing at all. Okay, so all of this is going on for years and years. I wanted at first to really blame my job, like that era of being in my DV relationship, on why I was so stressed out. But really, now that I'm really sitting here thinking about it, it was just a buildup since I was young. The frustration, the agitation, the irritation was just a buildup of everything that I've went through in my whole entire life. So I've had a buildup from the time I can remember as a child until just recently hitting my 30s, when I hit my spiritual awakening, or when I had my spiritual awakening. I reached a breaking point, and I reached this breaking point, I would say, around mid of the year of last year, 2022. That's when I started getting sick and tired of being sick and tired. I was sick, y'all, and I really hit a breaking point in wanting to completely shut down. I wanted to end it all. I wanted all of the thoughts, because my mind was so blogged, is that what I want to say? Clogged, bogged down. My mind was so clouded. That's the word. My mind was so clouded. Everything that I had to do and everybody else's emotions that I was absorbing, everything that I had absorbed throughout the years. I was tired. My mind was tired. And it's so crazy how that buildup lasted even this long. Like, that I'm thinking about it, I went through so much in 30, I'm 35 now, but I went through so much in those 34 years, because at that time I wasn't 35 yet. I had went through so much in those 34 years of my life, and it took for me to get to that point to finally bust and just say, I can't do this no more. I can't do this no more. I'm so strong and I'm so resilient because I've been through so much. And us as people in general, us as human beings, a lot of times we pride ourselves on being so strong and putting up and dealing with all of the craziness and all of the just the confusion, which is good. It's good to be able to withstand that and stay strong. But life's not supposed to be like that. Life is not supposed to be hard. It's not supposed to be hard, and it took for me to have that breakdown, and it's so crazy. I may put in a clip of a video that I made when I was going through, when I was in the thick of it. I recorded a video. My soul told me to record that video, and I didn't know at the time why I recorded that video, but me looking back, because I just watched it the other day, now I know why I recorded that video. Now seeing me then, how broke down and stressed out I was. I had lost so much weight. I was so stressed out. Life didn't need to be that hard. I'm so strong that I will put up with more than what I should put up with for longer than what I should put up with it for. That makes sense. My job was the reason why I was able to leave my crazy, tumultuous relationship. That job was only gifted to me to get me out of that situation. That job was not meant for me to get comfortable at. I got comfortable at that job, and I put up with more than what I should have put up with just because I was so strong and I was trying to fight through it. I was trying to force it. The same thing with my relationships. I put up with more than what I should have. I am so strong, and I'm so proud of myself for making it through. Let me say that, because at the point that I made it to, where I just wanted everything to end, I'm so strong for that. I'm so strong for fighting through it. So when I got to that place where I wanted all the thoughts to stop, and I wanted all the chaos to stop, I just wanted a clear mind. I just wanted peace. I didn't have 1 second. I didn't have 1 ounce of a second of peace, because I was always trying to make sure everybody else was good and not making sure that I was good. And so one day, while I was still going through everything that I was going through, I had seen a short, I think it was a short, it may have been a video of, I believe it was Steve Harvey, and he was talking about letting go and letting God. And he basically was just saying that whenever you feel like everything's going crazy, or whenever you're trying to control everything and nothing's going right, or if ever you just need help with anything, talk to God about it and he got you. It wasn't in those exact terms, but you know, it was something like that. For some reason that really stuck to me, because growing up, I grew up in a Christian household. My granddaddy went to church every Sunday. I went to church every Sunday, and I was even baptized, and I still didn't know God. I knew it was a God, but I never had a real relationship with him. For some reason, like just me going through all of that really got to me. Hearing him say those things really like stuck with me. I just started looking at videos about asking God and how do you ask God. I started looking up things about manifestation and the universe and speaking things into existence and the law of attraction. Those things were coming to me. Let me say that. I was looking up things, but those were the things that were coming to me. I remember seeing another post by Steve Harvey, and he was saying how he has a vision board. He has a vision, something with his, it's either a vision board or just his goals and things that he wants and is acquiring and going for, you know, his abundance. And so I said, you know what, I'm gonna try this. Like I said, as a child, I had a crazy imagination. I created a vision board, y'all, and this is the very first vision board I ever made. And I did this last year, like in the middle of last year, and I put all the things that I wanted. I put a lot of different things on that vision board. I meditated, I imagined it, I asked God, I said I want to be able to spend more time with my kids, and I just want to be free. And I was dealing with my ex, my tumultuous relationship with my ex. I just remember saying, I don't want to deal with this. Like, I just want to be happy, and I just want to be free. And I let it go. I went on about my life. I went to work. I was doing all these things, and I really didn't think about it a lot. And I kind of got back lost in my life, my reality of where I was at the time. Because spirituality and just all those things wasn't something I was used to, it was easier for me to fall back into that depressive state because I was still around those energies. And so I kind of got lost in that until the end of the year. The end of the year is when my life changed, y'all. My life changed drastically. It was around my birthday. I had 3 weird, crazy experiences where I honestly thought that I wasn't gonna make it. The first time I encountered a person who just gave me an overall bad feeling, and I just didn't like that situation that I was in. The second time, I don't even want to go into depth with it, y'all. The whole reason why I'm bringing this up is because after those near-death experiences happened, it caused me to really look at my life in a whole different way. Because previously I was saying that I wanted to end it all, and I just didn't want to think, and I didn't want to. After being in that situation where it was a possibility that everything was going to stop, that really woke me up. And I feel like that was God telling me, like, no, this ain't what you want. Not only that, I felt like it was also the universe, God, my spirit guides protecting me. Because to be honest with y'all, the last two experiences that I had that scared the crap out of me, I really thought that I wasn't gonna be here anymore. And I just started thinking, I went into deep thought, like, why did I make it? It was just so weird how both of those experiences happened so close together, and both of those experiences I still made it through. Those experiences, those situations is what truly led me to my awakening. I'm gonna end this video here. I'm sure this video is very long already. I'm gonna record the second part of this video. I just feel like a super long video, don't nobody want to sit through a whole long video like that. So I'm gonna end this video here. If you guys haven't, go check out my quit my job video and my trauma bond video. Check out the other videos too of my podcast, because it's very inspiring. They're very inspiring as well. Subscribe so that y'all can know when I post this part 2. Like, share so other people can get this video that needs to hear this story. And yeah, I'll see you guys on the next one. Bye, y'all.